guys, what's up, what's good? Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. So you guys, for today's video, we are going to be covering the history of Coca-Cola, okay? I absolutely love Coke, okay? This is by far my favorite, soft drink soda in the entire universe, you guys. I love Coke. Now, I don't drink it as often as I used to. I remember a year and a half ago, I used to have one every single day, at least one every single day. But, you know, fitness journey or whatnot, I stopped having one every day and now I have one every once in a while, but it is still my go-to drink, you guys. I absolutely love Coke. And so this got me thinking the other day, bitch, where the fuck did Coke come from? Like, what the hell? And I've always heard that rumor that they used to put cocaine in Coke, like way back in the day when it first started. So it just set me down like a rabbit hole of Coke and like finding out just like why it was invented to begin with and like all the like bottles that it went through to get to what we know now as, you know, the signature Coke bottle. But yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today. And I did go out and like buy a Coke just because I wanted it for this video, because I was like, we can't talk about Coke and not drink a Coke. Why we do it, right? It just made sense. So go ahead and go grab you one and a little snack and let's just talk about Coke. There's nothing like a brand new Coke. Bitch. Orgasmic. Before we go ahead and get started, don't forget to hit the little subscribe button down below. I would love to have you be a part of the little family here on YouTube, okay? And give me a thumbs up, okay? Give me a thumbs up for Coke, or if you just think I'm pretty. Let's just go ahead and get started, bitch. Our story begins with a man named John Pemberton. Now, Mr. Pemberton was actually a soldier in the Battle of Columbus, Georgia, where he was actually wounded, and because of his injuries, he was prescribed morphine and became heavily addicted to morphine. Because John Pemberton was addicted to morphine, and he knew that like him, many other people in the world were addicted to it as well, he wanted to create something that would lean him off of the morphine so that he, you know, wouldn't be addicted to it anymore, and thus created the formula for Coca-Cola. Originally, you guys, Coca-Cola was not named Coca-Cola. It was actually named French wine of Coca, okay? How fucking insane is that, okay? What we know to be Coca-Cola now was once French wine of Coca. How crazy. John Pemberton actually worked at a pharmacy in downtown Atlanta. It was called Jacob's Pharmacy. And this is where he sold his first glass of French wine of Coca on May 8th in 1888, you guys. 1888! Holy shit, that's like, that's like such a long time ago. What was mixed to create this fabulous drink was actually Bordeaux red wine mixed with caffeine and coca leaf extracts, you guys. And it was only being sold for $1 a bottle. And after the first day that Mr. John Pemberton was selling it at Jacob's Pharmacy, he was selling 9 bottles of this Coke every single day, you guys. French wine of Coca is taken off, and like I said, Dr. Pemberton knew that he couldn't make a shit ton of money from this drink. And this is when he actually met a man named Frank Robinson. And this man actually had his own printing press. And so Dr. Pemberton was like, ooh, he could advertise the drink for me with his printing press. Now, the claims that were being made for this French wine of Coca was that it could basically cure anything, okay? So if you had a headache, bitch, drink some French wine of Coca, you good, all right? Tummy's a little bit upset. That's cool, here, have some French wine of Coca. It was even being advertised to be able to cure mental illnesses, you guys. So they had a lot of high hopes for this drink. And even till this day, you guys, I don't know why I continue to like think this way, but I personally think if like I have an upset tummy, drink a Coke. Like your head hurts, drink a Coke. Like your dude pissing you off, knock him out with a fucking Coke. Like Coke can fix any problem in the world. Obviously, Mr. John Pemberton thought so as well. Mr. John Pemberton knew that he could make a shit ton of money selling this product, okay? So what he decided to do to be able to offer it to a wider audience was add a bunch of sugar to it and take out the wine. And this way kids could have it as well, because in that way they wouldn't like be drinking the wine, you know what I mean? I don't know how familiar you guys are with cocaine. Hopefully not at all. Coca leaf extract, that's what that is, okay? That's basically what cocaine is. Nobody really thought that the cocaine in the drink was like going to be a problem. And actually, you guys, on any document that involved French wine of coca, like anything that had to do with that, nothing ever said that it contained cocaine. Like the ingredients and stuff like that, nothing said that it contained cocaine. Unfortunately, you guys, for Dr. Pemberton, he was actually very sick and had a lot of health conditions during this time. And right before he passed away, he ended up selling the rights to French wine of coca. And in 1891, Asa Candler ended up buying Coca-Cola for only $2,300. Asa Candler was a very smart businessman, and he knew that once people tried the drink, bitch, there was no going back, okay? Once you tried that first sip, you were addicted to it and you wanted it all the time. What he decided to do was hire a bunch of travel salesmen, and they would go all around the country, you guys, and hand out these little tickets for a free Coke. And this way the public would be like, oh, okay, a free Coke, let me go try it, get hooked, and then continue to buy it after that. This was actually the first time that this technique was ever used in the world of like business. So shout out to Asa Candler for that, because I feel like nowadays it is something that is used quite frequently. Asa Candler, his thing was always like, I want to buy the world a Coke. Like, how cute is that? After he did the traveling salesman thing, he decided to put the Coca-Cola logo on anything and everything that he could find. So he was putting the logo on posters, on bookmarks, on calendars, on notebooks, basically on anything that people would carry around, so that everywhere you looked, you would see the Coca-Cola logo and it would make you think, oh, I kind of want to go get a Coke. Fast forward a little bit, everything seems to be going amazingly. Business is thriving, but this is where people started to get word that cocaine was one of the ingredients used in Coke. And people were a little concerned about this, okay? But because Asa Candler, you guys, was a very Christian man, he came out with a statement and basically said that there was no cocaine in Coke whatsoever, and if there ever was cocaine in the drink, he would immediately shut down the whole business, okay? He was not playing with this cocaine shit. By the end of the 19th century, Coca-Cola was being sold in 48 states, and all the profits were coming from soda fountains. So it wasn't being sold anywhere at all, like in restaurants or, you know, in pharmacies or anything like that. In 1899, two gentlemen by the name of Benjamin Franklin Thomas and Joseph Whitehead approached Asa Candler with the idea to bottle Coca-Cola, because like I mentioned, it was only being sold in soda fountains during this time. However, Asa Candler said that he didn't have the money nor the time to make that happen. So the three of them decided to create this contract where it allowed Thomas and Whitehead to bottle the Coca-Cola. And by 1901, there was 379 bottling companies. So they got to work really quick, okay?
Round and round, bottle after bottle, moving endlessly to satisfy the needs of thirsty people everywhere. Refreshment on the move.
And the way way that they were delivering the bottles of Coke was by delivery wagons, you guys. Oh my god, this is just like so insane to me. Like nowadays, like I'm pretty sure they're like shipped like airmail or like, you know, via like big ass trucks. Because Coca-Cola was a huge success, you guys, obviously there was going to be a lot of different brands and companies trying to copycat Coke. And so what Coca-Cola decided to do was create a custom bottle shape that was only unique to Coca-Cola, okay? And this way, it did not matter, even if the bottle was shattered, you could still tell that that was an original Coke.
2 bottles of Coca-Cola.
Yeah?
Make sure it's Coca-Cola. All them bottles look pretty much alike.
Not now, they don't.
Is that Coca-Cola?
Yes, sir. And that's the brand new bottle for Coca-Cola. The hobble skirt bottle. They patterned it after the hobble skirt Betty wears.
It's the hobble skirt bottle. Pretty nifty, huh?
I'll take the hobble skirt.
I'll take Betty.
Thank you, boys.
And because of the war, it was making a lot of things scarce, and one of the things that was very hard to come by was sugar, which Coca-Cola was the main buyer of. At one point, they actually ended up changing the whole Coke and making it more of a like clear Coke. And this was, you know, because like I said, there was a lot of things that were really hard to come by during this time. However, the customers, the people, they spoke and they were like, nah. Bring us back the old Coke because we can tell the difference in this one and it ain't good. Let's have another sippy of our Cokey. Oh my god. Immaculate. By this time, the World War had ended and Coca-Cola thought that would put an end to the problems that they were having with the sugar, but on the contrary, it actually just made it a little bit worse and it created more problems because although, you know, sugar was now there and it was available, the prices for it were always fluctuating. And in 1919, you guys, Asa Candler ended up selling Coca-Cola for $25 million. Yeah, remember earlier when he only bought the thing for $2,300 and he sold it for $25 million? Smart man. Fast forward a little bit to the Roaring 20s, okay? And the Roaring 20s brought so many amazing things, and one of the amazing things that it brought was the first 6-pack of Cokes, okay? And it also brought custom-built coolers for the Coca-Colas so that they could be sold at gas stations. And in 1923, Robert Woodruff became president of Coca-Cola. During this time, everybody started to get word that Coca-Cola had a secret ingredient and there was like a secret formula to Coca-Cola. However, the secret formula, I feel like I'm talking about like the Krabby Patties when I say secret formula. The secret formula was actually being held by a bank in New York for a loan. Robert Woodruff worked his ass off, you guys, to pay off that loan. And when he finally paid it off, he personally went to the bank in New York to get the secret formula and personally escorted the formula from New York to a vault in a bank owned by his family. And this bank, you guys, is actually known as SunTrust. I've always known that SunTrust was only like a Georgia thing, but I didn't really know anything about it until now, and I'm like, oh wow, like Coca-Cola and SunTrust, like no way. Fast forward a little bit in time, you guys, and Coca-Cola makes its way out of the US to Cuba and Mexico in very, very small amounts, but they were the first 2 countries to see any type of Coke. That's crazy, you guys. Go Mexico, go Mexico. The goal was to have Coca-Cola worldwide, okay? And their next target was actually England. Unfortunately, it wouldn't be until almost 2 decades after that where, you know, Coke finally was able to settle down and be sold in England. But during that time, it was a no-go. During this time, the typical like 9 to 5 work day was starting to boom, okay? And so Coca-Cola really wanted to target, you know, the working people. So what they decided to do was come up with a slogan, and this slogan was the pause that refreshes. And basically what Coca-Cola was trying to say with this slogan is to just take a break, you know what I mean? And whenever you took a break, have a Coke, you know what I mean? It's the pause that refreshes. And I really fuck with that. It's such a clever thing, you guys, because, you know, people were taking breaks from work, from life, from their kids, from their fucking husbands, I don't fucking know. It was like a very popular thing to be like, oh, like, you know, let's go grab a Coke. It was like their form of bonding with each other. You know how nowadays it's like, oh, like, let's go out for a drink, or like, oh, let's go out for like a cup of coffee. Back then it was, let's go out for a Coke. In 1931, Coca-Cola knew that Coke really wasn't much of a winter drink. It was definitely more like of a summer thing. So what they decided to do to target the winter and like colder months and stuff like that was advertise and put out commercials with Santa. I think this is so funny because honestly, during Christmas time, I really do be seeing a lot of Coke and like a lot of like Santa like go hand in hand. So I think that's crazy that even till this day they still do that, and honestly it works. Okay, if you guys ever saw those like ball shaped bottles of Coke, like I remember my supermarkets, I haven't seen them recently, but when I was younger I always remember seeing these like circle bottles of Coke. If I can find them, I'll like put a picture up or whatever so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But oh my god, y'all, I used to run through these bitches, okay, because I loved Coke, first of all, and the bottle was just so intriguing to me, like the shape of it, and just the fact that it had like snowflakes and like Santas on it, it definitely got on my money. Fast forward a little bit, you guys, and the Second World War is amidst, okay? And what Coca-Cola decided to do for the troops and the soldiers and, you know, everybody involved in the Second World War, they actually made every bottle of Coke only 5 cents for anybody that was in the war. And they knew that this was really important to Americans because they knew that, you know, they had like almost like an emotional attachment to Coke. It made the soldiers feel more at home, more like everything was gonna be okay, because they knew that, you know, they would have a Coke at home with their family members or with their friends, their loved ones. And although yes, they were, you know, at war, they could also have, you know, that moment of just feeling like everything was going to be okay with the Coke. Coke had a lot of good intentions with this idea. However, the problem that arose with this was transportation. It just made it very hard to transport, you know, the Coke because they were being packaged in these glass bottles, right? So it was hard for them to like get the Cokes. So what Coca-Cola decided to do was build bottling companies near the front lines. In 1943, you guys, Eisenhower ended up sending Coca-Cola a telegram for 6 million bottles of Coca-Cola per month. By the end of the Second World War, there was over 60 bottling companies that went all the way from Egypt to Iceland to Iran and New Guinea. And in 1955, the first family-sized bottle of Coca-Cola was advertised, you guys, and this was insane because up until this point you could only get, you know, the singles or the little 6-pack, and it was hard, you know what I mean, especially for families and, you know, bigger households. It was hard to carry all those Cokes because obviously you don't just want 6, you know what I mean. If there's multiple people in your home, you want more than 6. And because during this time the television had just like taken off, there was commercials everywhere on TV for Coke and the new family-sized Coke, and this spiked sales, you guys. In 1960, you guys, Coca-Cola took a little bit of a turn and decided to start targeting a younger audience, okay? And so they decided to put Coca-Cola commercials and like advertisement and stuff like that in sport films. This led Coca-Cola to create a little jingle.
Things go better with Coca-Cola. Things go better with Coke. Life is much more fun when you're refreshed. And Coke refreshes you best.
Because this jingle was just amazing and it was being played everywhere, a bunch of really talented and famous artists at the time started to put Coke into their own songs. And this created a lot of just like promo for Coke. In 1971, a commercial actually came out for Coca-Cola, and this really changed the world, okay? Because everything during this time was very gloomy, very dark, very sad because of the war and stuff like that. And this was the first time in a while that people were hearing something other than sad shit, you know what I mean? And people really took a high interest in this little song that Coke made, and they really thanked Coke for putting positivity in a place where there wasn't any. And this really I feel like made people even more connected to Coke, because you know, it made it seem like if you had a Coke, it was positive vibes all around, you know what I mean? It was truly something that I think people needed, especially during this time, and Coke came through, like always. In the mid-1980s, Coca-Cola started to ask themselves the question, are people getting tired of the cola taste? Like, should we change this up? Is it time for something new? And in 1984, Coca-Cola decided to work on launching a new Coke. This was a like super top secret mission that they were on, okay, with this new Coke that they were going to be launching. And it was so secretive, you guys, that it included late night phone calls, secret meetings, and what's crazy is that they didn't even tell the employees what was going on. They just simply told them that it was going to be a like new packaging design, and they like nobody had any idea that there was a new Coke coming. On April 24th, 1985, new Coke was announced.
The best soft drink, Coca-Cola, is now going to be even better. Simply stated, we have a new formula for Coke.
And the very next day, on April 25th, it was officially launched. People did not like the new Coke. Nobody was a fan of it. And actually, at one point, the company of Coca-Cola was receiving over 8,000 angry calls a day, you guys, just about the new Coke and how much they hated it. The arrival of new Coke proved a few things. One of them is that Americans truly loved their Coke, and they didn't like when somebody messed with what was theirs and what they liked. And also that Coca-Cola needed to go back to the original Coke.
Some critics will say Coca-Cola has made a marketing mistake. And some cynics say that we planned the whole thing. The truth is, we're not that dumb, and we're not that smart.
So they did, you guys. They ended up going ahead and changing the flavor back to its original form. And everything else since then has been history, you guys. I don't know if you guys could tell, but I was like really happy talking about this the whole time. I love Coke, okay? I seriously fucking do. I don't blame people back in the day for hating the new Coke. I'm very glad that they ended up changing it back. And now we can all enjoy what is the world's best fucking drink. Shout out to Asa Candler, because at the end of the day, although he ended up selling the company, his mission to buy the world a glass of Coke, it happened, all right? It really fucking did. Something really cool, you guys. I actually ended up running into this picture. I'll post it up right now so you guys can see it. But basically, it has on the bottom, like the different years and what year that bottle came out in, just to see the like evolution of the Coke bottle. What started off as a way of someone getting over an addiction ended up being a lifetime of just bitch happiness, okay? You cannot lie to me. You can't tell me that like Coke doesn't bring a smile to your face, because it definitely brings a big ass one to mine. So that's actually going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this little history lesson with Coca-Cola. Oh my god, guys. I'm like really happy now for like no reason. All I did was sit here and talk about Coke. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something new. At the very least, I hope this, you know, gave you a few minutes of your day to just sit down, relax, have a Coke, have a snack, and enjoy my beautiful face. I'm gonna go ahead and go, you guys, but I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, a dope-ass rest of your week. Don't forget to smile, have a Coke, and clean out your bong water, okay? I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.